the Boston Bruins defense has a big chance to become a very different unit come next season. Derek Forbort and Joel Edmundson both have had some reports lately regarding some Boston Bruins news, as well as Milan Lucic. We now know his outcome for this Boston Bruins team, so I'm going to be talking about that stuff here in this video. Before we get into it though, however, we notice that 81% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news throughout this offseason, you're in the right spot. Make sure to hit the sub button, join me here as we cover everything that this team has to offer, and I keep you up to date with everything that this team has to bring us. But like I said, let's get straight into our first topic and not waste any more time here. This one, where the Bruins have made a final decision on Milan Lucic, and what the outcome will be from his whole season, his tenure with the Boston Bruins, his second tenure, I should mention, with the Boston Bruins. And it's not great for any Milan Lucic fans out there. And I'll pull this one up here. Milan Lucic's second stint with the Boston Bruins is officially done, according to the fourth period and David Pastrnak. Lucic will not return to the original six club next season. This was not surprising news in the slightest. Lucic's season came to an end after he was arrested and arraigned following a domestic abuse incident with his wife, Brittany. We know that this was the whole situation that went down with Milan Lucic here in this offseason. Really not the best scenario for him. It was a very unfortunate thing. I've had many people comment and ask if there was any news on Milan Lucic. Would he be coming back for the playoffs? Could he be back next season? And my thoughts were probably not. The whole situation, the Bruins don't really want to deal with that, especially with Lucic at 35 years old. And now we finally have our answer that I can provide you guys and at least give a confident answer this time that Lucic will unfortunately not be back. You know, he's a player the Bruins needed. A style of player that don't come very often in the NHL anymore. There's very few of a Milan Lucic style player in the NHL, and the Bruins could have certainly used that here in these playoffs, as well as going forward over the next few seasons, for as long as his career would have been. But now we do know the result of what came from this, or what would come from this, and unfortunately was not the best one here for us right now. But I'll pull up his stats from this season. As you can see, 4 games, 2 assists, -1 on the season. Really not the type of player that is going out to get you any points, anything like that. However, his whole style, what he means to the city of Boston, meant a lot, and it really is unfortunate that his career is likely over in the NHL, but confirmed with the Boston Bruins. So the Bruins are going to have to go out and try to get a player like Lucic to help out this lineup. We've spoken about some few players. They brought in Pat Maroon in the trade deadline to fill that role. Probably going to be back. Still not for sure, though, but it really goes to show how important a player like that is to this Boston Bruins team and the younger players on the team here. So we have our answer finally on Milan Lucic, and unfortunately, it is not the one we wanted to hear. But let's head on to our second topic here. And the Bruins are targeting Joel Edmundson, according to a report, to replace Derek Forbort. So I'm going to be talking about both sides of this here. I'll talk about Joel Edmundson first before we head into Derek Forbort and the whole situation with him as well. But this comes out from the fourth period. David Pastrnak, once again, Joel Edmundson plans to test free agency on July 1st to see all of his options. In addition, Pastrnak noted that while this is the case, Edmundson does not shut the door on a return to Toronto. And followed by this in this same article, with Edmundson expected to hit the market and a player whose Bruins GM Don Sweeney has liked in the past, it will be interesting to see if they make a push for him again. Derek Forbort, a fellow left-shot defenseman, is not expected to be back. At the same time, Parker Wotherspoon showed this season that he can handle playing a bottom-pairing minutes. Derek Forbort, like this article says here, likely gone. You know, that's kind of a pretty big thing. The Bruins might not choose to keep him on this lineup, but Joel Edmundson, a very, very interesting player and a very good addition to any blue line no matter where he goes. He's a player that very solid defense. Not the guy that, you know, is going to go out and blow your mind on offense. However, certainly can fill those shoes wherever he may go. I'll pull up his stats here once again from the season. 53 games and 6 points. You can see he's not going out there to show any flashiness, but the big part about him here on his career, where he will end up, is he's 6'5", only 30 years old, a very, very solid defenseman. And just about anywhere he goes could absolutely use a guy like him. And the Bruins could certainly make him work on the defensive pairings that they have right now. And the way that the whole system, the way the whole defense is lined up, we know that this could be a very great addition to the blue line. You see Mason Lohrei, Charlie McAvoy as the first pairing right now. along with Hampus Lindholm, Brandon Carlo, Parker Wotherspoon, and Andrew Peeke. Not very many, massive defensemen. There's some pretty tall guys there. Brandon Carlo, Mason Lowride. Those two are some pretty tall guys. But a guy like Joel Edmundson, fully lockdown defense, huge, gets in front of the puck whenever, puts his body in front of the puck for whatever opportunity. He's a guy that I would definitely like to see on this Boston Bruins team. And if he does, he would be collecting the rings, or collecting the original 6 like Infinity Stones. This would be his 3rd, along with Montreal and Toronto. So, a guy like Joel Edmundson, I'm a huge fan of here on this team, and I think that this is someone that Don Sweeney would absolutely love to be able to fill into whatever situation they want to put him in here. But let's head over to our Derek Forbort whole situation right now. A report has came out that he is testing free agency and choosing to proceed on from the Boston Bruins. And once again, another article here, I believe resulting from David Pastrnak, and it is, the Boston Bruins have an array of players who can become free agents on July 1st. Because of this, the original 6 club has some big decisions to make over the next month. However, we've now gotten a big update regarding one of them, Derek Forbort, according to David Pastrnak of the 4th period. Forbort is expected to test free agent market and move on from the Bruins this summer. And after a very injured season, I guess the best way to put it, he's decided to move on from this Bruins team and see if he can go somewhere to get full-time minutes. After coming back, he played solid his first game, but then really seen the rust show in that the final setting of the playoffs, I guess we can say. And, we kind of expected this. I don't think anybody really expected Derek Forbort to come back to this team here over the next few seasons. But from what we've seen from him in his tenure, it wasn't horrible. 35 games in this season. As I said, many, many injuries and 4 points. Coming back for the playoffs, 6'4", 32 years old. So Joel Edmundson, replacement for him, a younger player. I will be absolutely willing to say that Joel Edmundson is much better on the defensive side of the puck, getting in front of the puck, doing everything that he can to avoid that puck getting in front or in the net of the Boston Bruins, if it be the Boston Bruins, whatever team he's playing for. And I think this could be a perfect fit. So, a very nice replacement. Joel Edmundson also adds, some very, very good talent, some very good matchmaking, I guess we could say, for the younger side of the defense that we do have on the left side. Hampus Lindholm, not a young player, but certainly not the play style that Joel Edmundson is. And I think that this could be a very interesting signing. Have they make it? If they do make it, if Don Sweeney chooses to target him again after having the interest over the past few seasons. So it's only a matter of time until we see July 1st creep up and some moves start happening. So I'm very excited to see, we have a lot of reports, a lot of rumors. However many of these are actually going to be the case, I'm not sure, but there's a lot of players that I'm seeing from reports from the Boston Bruins potentially signing, being linked to, that I would love to see on this team. So time is ticking. You want to make sure to stay up to date with the Boston Bruins, everything that they do this offseason. Make sure to hit the sub button. I'll be keeping you up to date with everything that they have to offer. So let me know what you think about Joel Edmundson as well, Joel Edmundson replacing Derek Forbort, as well as the Milan Lucic. Unfortunate news, it's not the best, but we expected at this point. But that's all I got here in this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to give it a like, hit the sub button as well if you do want to see more, like I said. And I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.